When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light you see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. If the skies that we look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountains should tumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light you see, no, I won't be afraid. No, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, you just stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light you see, no, I won't be afraid. No, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. Well, hi, friends and neighbors, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. Thank you for being here on the music room with us. We are certainly glad you're here. It's kind of a cold, blustery day here in Oklahoma. Good day to bust out the flannel, I'm thinking. And I wore flannel today, but I just didn't want to look like a lumberjack here in the music room, so I traded the flannel in for this shirt. Hope this finds you doing well. I want to sing a love song for you. This is one I wrote earlier this year. Gypsy Ramble, I like to roam. You like slow days, staying home. You're like a summer rose, and I'm a tumbleweed. We play these little games. Love is what we need. So tie me down, don't let me blow away. Just set me free, and I'll be here to stay. Oh, you're a string, and I'm a kite. Together we just might fly. Roll it out now, reel it in. Take a long look back where we've been. We all want to believe we're living free. There's a window to the world, so climb on up and see. And tie me down, don't let me blow away. Just set me free, and I'll be here to stay. Oh, you're a string, I'm a kite. Together we just might fly. Like a tree out in the storm, strong enough to bend. Just like you and me, girl, we're victims of the wind. So tie me down, don't let me blow away. Just set me free, and I'll be here to stay. Oh, you're a string, I'm a kite. Together we just might fly. Thanks, y'all. A good love song there for you. I'm going to tune my guitar, and I'll try to talk while I'm doing that, but I'm not the best at doing two things at once, so I'll either do a bad job tuning my guitar or a bad job talking, one or the other. We'll see. There's the offending culprit right there. There. And you too, yeah. I thought I would incorporate a little road story for you. But before I do, I'm going to sing this song. This is a... it's a song about, it's a song about talking to a frog about girl problems, and not saying it's about me, not saying it's not about me. I'm just saying that frogs are good listeners, and they're a lot cheaper than a therapist. So just in case you have girl problems or guy problems or whatever kind of problems, maybe this will help you. Bullfrog sitting on the muddy bank of the river, and I'm sitting on the trunk of a cottonwood tree. Bullfrog got no worries here today, and I've got no girl, mine has gone away. So Mr. Bullfrog, won't you sing a song for me? A repartee with a pretty melody. Croak me out a tune, I don't care which one you choose. Mr. Bullfrog feeling green, I'm feeling blue. Bullfrogs in the cattails catching flies, and I'm laying with my hands behind my head. Cool mud on Bullfrog's belly feels real good. That woman makes me feel misunderstood. Mr. Bullfrog, won't you sing a song for me? A repartee with a pretty melody. Croak me out a tune, I don't care which one you choose. Mr. Bullfrog, feeling green, I'm feeling blue. Bullfrog watching the evening sun go down, and I'm watching shadows grow along the trail. Mr. Bullfrog, before we go, I want to thank you for your time. Your singing's help to ease my troubled mind. Mr. Bullfrog, won't you sing a song for me? A repartee with a pretty melody. Croak me out a tune, I don't care which one you choose. Mr. Bullfrog, feeling green, I'm feeling blue. Mr. Bullfrog, won't you sing a song for me? A repartee with a pretty melody. Croak me out a tune, I don't care which one you choose. Mr. Bullfrog, feeling green, I'm feeling blue. Croak me out a tune like faded love or born to lose. Mr. Bullfrog, feeling green, I'm feeling blue. Mr. Bullfrog, feeling green, I'm feeling blue. Mr. Bullfrog, feeling green, I'm feeling blue. Thanks, y'all. It's so good to see you guys here tuning in. I appreciate you. A lot of you are I know well, a lot of you I don't know too well, and a lot of you I'd like to know better. But this crazy season we're going through, I think is making a lot of people, even this time around versus the first time around, as far as things spiking back up. And the first part of this, March and April here in the United States anyway, it was, everything was new and it was really uncertain. But now it's kind of like we kind of know what it's going to be, and the new is definitely worn off. Not that there was ever any new to this thing as far as the good, in the good sense of the word. But I'm finding that even myself, I find myself getting just like, I am so done with this. I want this to be over. I want normal to come back. But, I'm afraid normal is gone and it's a new normal. And it's going to be up to you and up to me to make the best of this new normal. And let's just take mask, for instance. I know I talk about this a lot, but that's what it kind of gets, that's what it all comes out in, is whether people want to wear a mask and social distance and all that. And I'm of the mind that if it's something that's going to help, yes, I want to do it. Two, if it's something that's going to help someone put their mind at ease, yes, I want to do it. If it's something that shows kindness to another person and helps allay their fears, yes, I want to do it. That's my take on it. Your mileage may vary. It's kind of like secondhand smoke to me. Yes, you have a right to smoke, but yes, I have a right to not have to smell it. So go outside, put your mask on, okay? That's my take on it. And if you don't agree with me, that's okay. We're still friends and I still love you. And that's what I think we need to, the point we need to come to is extend more grace to people than ever before, extend more kindness to people than ever before. Because in the scheme of things, in the scheme of eternity, this is a little short time, even though it feels like a long time right now, right? I want to I want to tell you all a quick story. Those of you who know me know that for almost 20 years I had the I don't know, the privilege and the honor and the good fortune to get to travel and play music, and that's really all I did. I was kind of a troubadour of sorts and a kind of a vagabond musician for about 20 years. That's really all I did. And my probably my closest friend, my cohort, Mr. Ernie Tullis, traveled with me a lot of those miles, and I call him my cohort. Since 1988, we've been making music together, and that's a long time, y'all. And we've traveled a lot of miles together, made a lot of great music together, and I really count that an honor to have someone that's been there with me. Even as a solo artist, I've had a great team of people surrounding me, and I know that, like most people, there's nothing I've ever been able to accomplish of any significance without being a part of a great team. And all the people who have been there over the years, you know, either playing music with me, playing in the band, running sound, Ernie, Dave Dolphin, Scott Mathis, Will Wright, all my wonderful sound men, Ken Beats along the way, band people, golly, you know, the list could go on and on and on. But Ernie, for some reason, Ernie has this inclination to hurt himself. We'll just say he's accident prone. Okay, let's just leave it at that. And Ern, if you're watching, you know what I'm talking about. You know I love you, but you shouldn't have power tools or nail guns in your possession. But we were in Texas one time, and it was in July, incredibly hot, and I was doing a concert in the town square. It was a county seat, so they had the courthouse and the town square in this really cool old gazebo. And I was doing a concert, and Ernie, for some reason, we were unloading the trailer. I had this trailer full of gear, just an aluminum trailer, and I was kind of poking some fun at Ernie, and I said, you know, the only reason I hire you is that you're able to stand up inside the trailer, right? That because he's kind of short. And he said, look, I can touch the ceiling with my head. He decided to bend up, you know, stretch up and touch his forehead to the top of the trailer. Well, this is an aluminum trailer in the middle of July, right? So it kind of fried his forehead. And he had this round circle. He kind of looked like a Hindu, and it was kind of funny. And then later, the concert in the town square was going great in the gazebo. We had a great time. And you know, I would... when it was just me solo by myself, I would run tracks, you know, backing tracks and sing and play the trumpet and run around, you know, with a wireless microphone and have fun. But then the time came like right now where I would sit down with my acoustic guitar, tell some stories and sing some songs I wrote. And it came to the time of the show where it was probably the most poignant part of the concert. And I was telling this story and getting ready to sing this poignant song. And halfway through the song, I was sitting on some road cases that we had stacked up because we didn't have a stool or anything to sit on. Had these road cases stacked up, and all of a sudden I felt one of the cases shift. And in the back of my mind, I thought, oh no, this is going to be bad. And sure enough, the case shifted, and there was nothing I could do but fall backwards. I felt the cases going backwards, and I was going backwards, the guitar's going backwards, the mic stand, the mic. And I'm just kind of sitting there backwards. My feet were dangling up in the air. And Ernie said all he could see was my 2 feet sticking out from this case. But the microphone was dangling somewhere by. And he said he could hear me saying, I'm okay, I'm okay. And the pastor at this church for years called me Grace. I don't know. It was one of those times where I think one time I was walking up on stage at their church and I tripped and fell going onto the stage. And so the pastor calls me Grace. And I would say, yes, I do all my own stunts. So there's a fun road story for you. Sometime when we're able to have people, you know, guests back here in the music room soon, I'll bring some of these characters that you're going to hear about. I'll bring Ernie in. I'll bring my friend Dave Dolphin in, and we can tell some road stories. They know some good stories on me, and I know some good stories on them. There's nothing like going on the road with a person that builds some camaraderie. You know, you kind of have war stories that you go through together because you hit the road, and it's kind of like going to war together because you're out to conquer the world, and you have to get to a place and set up in time and hope everything goes well. And it usually does, but sometimes it doesn't, and it's an adventure. And it's those adventures that bring us together. So I want to sing a song that I wrote for my son Ethan. And Ethan's 24 now. He's about, 6'2", 220, 230 now, and he's a muscle man. He's got a big fluffy beard, and he goes to a gym, one of those gyms where not a normal gym like I go to. He goes to one where they lift like these Atlas stones, these big chunks of concrete and engine blocks and axles. And I think it's a requirement to have a beard if you want to go to that gym, I think. So he's into powerlifting, strongman stuff. But when he was a little guy, about 4 years old, when I would come in to say prayers with him and tuck him in bed at night, he was doing the little shadow thing on the wall when I walked in one night. And I said, "What are you doing, bud?" And the answer that he gave me was so amazing that I had to write a song about it. And I hope this inspires us all to have faith like a little child does. And I think I'm going to stop and tune my guitar. Yep, there it is. The offending culprit. There it is. Much better, y'all. I went into my little boy's room the other night to tuck him in and say prayers with him and turn on his Spider-Man nightlight. 4 years old, lying in bed, making funny little motions over his head. I said, "What you doing, bud?" Then he grinned. "I'm making God laugh, making God laugh. I can see him smiling when I close my eyes. And if I listen really hard, sometimes I hear him too. I'm making God laugh, making God laugh." I didn't really know just what to say. First I wanted to laugh, I started to cry, then I had to turn away. It took a while for it all to sink in. I get chill bumps now thinking about it again. And then I close my eyes and I grin. I'm making God laugh, making God laugh. And I can see him smiling when I close my eyes. And if I listen really hard, sometimes I hear him too. I'm making God laugh, making God laugh. Maybe someday when I grow up too, I'll have faith like little children do. That's the key to heaven's door. I'm making God laugh, making God laugh. And I can see him smiling when I close my eyes. And if I listen really hard, sometimes I can hear him too. I'm making God laugh, making God laugh. Well, thanks, y'all. Appreciate that. I love that imagery, making God laugh. And true story. The whole song's pretty much true, except it was a NASCAR nightlight instead of a Spider-Man nightlight. Full disclosure there. I want to talk to you just a little bit about a little tip I have learned over the years, and that is capos. So, in case you don't know what a capo is, this is a capo. This is a capo. This is a capo. This is an Ellison capo. It's a handmade. I like it because it's smaller, and it's probably the most in tune capo I've ever played with. And because if you don't know what a capo is, let me just explain it to you really quickly. This part of the guitar right here is called the nut. And basically what that does, what a capo does is makes the nut move. So if I were to play a G chord, and then I were to put a capo on first fret and move it up one, I've essentially moved the nut up one fret, and now this becomes G sharp. So it lets you play in all the different keys using the same thing. And you've probably heard a joke, if you want to be a worship leader, you just need 4 chords and a capo, and you too can be a worship leader. I'm just kidding. There's a lot more to it than that. But it really simplifies things sometimes, because otherwise we'd have to use bar chords. So essentially what the bar chord does, you're making the nut out of your first finger when you do a bar chord, but a capo eliminates the need to do a bar chord and lets you do a lot of different things. One thing I do with a capo is this. If I play like a D chord, if I want to get a low D, I have to tune my low string down to D to get drop D tuning. But here's a cool trick you can do, and I use this all the time. I put the capo one upside down, cover all the strings except the low string. I leave the low string open. Now I play D up here, which is essentially the same as playing E. But watch what it does. I play, now I have that low E, and it's kind of like having a drop D without having to go to drop D. And you can play G like normal. So the cool thing is, if you have, 2 capos, you can even move that up. Like if I wanted to go up one more with it, I could put this capo down here, and now I'm up here, F sharp, so this is a cool trick you can use, and it doesn't have to be D either. You could use this with a C. Actually, I'd have to do this. So I would leave this off. I'd bring it up one more, like here. So, and play C. So I'm still playing in the key of E. Same thing though, if I wanted to move that up, I would put another capo here, move it up one. And there you have some tricks and tips you can use with capos. And the thing with capos is, though, when you put a capo on, especially up higher, it can pull your strings out of tune. So you have to be careful and compensate for that. If you saw me a while ago, when I put a capo on here, all of a sudden I had to retune again with the capo in place. So that's the other thing I want to say. Tune your guitar, all right? Tuning's free. It just takes that much, and it just makes the world a better place. We tune because we care. So having said that, let's slap this capo back on here. I like using these capos like this because they kind of pull straight down, whereas a capo like this kind of pulls sideways and tends to pull the strings out of tune a little bit more. Last time on the music room, last week or whenever it was, I promised y'all I would pull out this guitar, and this is my dad's guitar, and He bought this brand new 1957 with his harvest money. And this guitar was a fixture in his life, and it's been a fixture in my life too. This is a 1956 Gibson ES-175D. The D stands for dual pickups. These are dual P90 pickups, which in my humble but accurate opinion are the best sounding pickups for an electric guitar. And it's a DN, so the N stands for natural finish. When this thing was new, the binding was white, kind of like that. But I guess, being 64 years old, the lacquer has kind of yellowed on it. But it's just a cool guitar, and we've written some cool songs together, and I play it almost every day. So I thought I'd pull it out for y'all here on the Music Room. We'll be doing this now on Mondays at 7 p.m. That's when we're going to try to do this. And my new son-in-law, Stuart, is here with me. We're 6 feet apart. Don't worry. Spaced out here in the Music Room. He's my producer extraordinaire. So, Stuart, thank you for being here with me. And we're going to try to do this on Mondays at 7 p.m. And if you would join us, we'd be most honored. And if you would let someone know about it and share it, we'd even be more happier. So I want to leave you with this song. I think it's Words to Live By. This is another Guy Clark song. Let's see. I want to use a pick. When I was a young man, my daddy told me a lesson he learned, it was a long time ago. If you want to have someone to hold on to, you're gonna have to learn to let go. You got to sing like you don't need the money, love like you'll never get hurt. You got to dance like nobody's watching. It's gotta come from the heart if you want it to work. Now here is the one thing that I must remember when everything is falling apart. Oh, in life as in love, I need to remember there's such a thing as trying too hard. You got to sing like you don't need the money, love like you'll never get hurt. You got to dance like nobody's watching. It's gotta come from the heart if you want it to work. You got to sing like you don't need the money, love like you'll never get hurt. You got to dance like nobody's watching. It's gotta come from the heart if you want it to work. You got to sing like you don't need the money, love like you'll never get hurt. You got to dance, dance, dance like nobody's watching. It's gotta come from the heart if you want it to work. Yeah, you got to sing like you don't need the money, love like you'll never get hurt. You got to dance like nobody's watching. It's gotta come from the heart if you want it to work. Oh, you got to sing like you don't need the money and love, like you'll never get hurt. You got to dance, dance, dance like nobody's watching. It's gotta come from the heart if you want it to work. Thank you all so much for joining us. See you again next Monday, 7 o'clock. Have a great week, everybody.